Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a seed planted in the soil. If nurtured with care, it grows into a strong tree, but if left in poor conditions, it withers away. Your mind is that soil and your thoughts are the seeds. The kind of thoughts you plant will determine whether your character grows strong or crumbles. Every great leader, scientist, or visionary started with a simple thought, one that was nurtured into greatness. But history also reminds us of those who let negative thoughts consume them, leading to their downfall. This proves one fundamental truth. Your thoughts are the architects of your character. Our thoughts are the foundation upon which we build our character, our future, and our destiny. They are the invisible architects shaping our beliefs, decisions, and actions. Every great achievement in human history, every act of courage, every step towards progress started as a simple thought in someone's mind. Similarly, every failure, every downfall, and every mistake was also rooted in thought patterns that led to negative consequences. This highlights a crucial truth. Our thoughts possess immense power. They can either shape us into individuals of strength, wisdom, and integrity, or they can weaken us, filling us with doubt, fear, and negativity. The mind is like fertile soil, and thoughts are the seeds. If we plant seeds of optimism, growth, and determination, we cultivate a life of purpose and fulfillment. However, if we allow seeds of fear, self-doubt, and despair to take root, we find ourselves trapped in a cycle of negativity. Thoughts are not just fleeting ideas that come and go. They leave a mark on our subconscious mind, influencing how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. What we repeatedly think about, we begin to believe. What we believe, we start to act upon, and what we act upon over time becomes our reality. Think about a young student who struggles with a subject in school. If they constantly tell themselves, I am not good at this, or I will never understand this, their mind starts to accept it as truth. As a result, they put in less effort, avoid challenges, and eventually their performance declines, reinforcing their belief that they are incapable. This is not because they lack intelligence or ability, but because their thoughts created a self-fulfilling prophecy. On the other hand, a student who acknowledges the difficulty but tells themselves, I can learn this with effort, or I will improve if I keep practicing, develops resilience. They put in the extra effort, seek help when needed, and gradually improve, proving their initial thought right. The only difference between these two students was the way they chose to think about their challenge. The same principle applies to every area of life. Entrepreneurs who believe in their vision despite setbacks find ways to innovate and persist until they succeed. Athletes who maintain a strong mental attitude push beyond their physical limits. People who choose positive, empowering thoughts create opportunities, develop confidence, and build meaningful relationships. On the other hand, those who dwell in negativity limit their own potential, not because they are incapable, but because they allow their thoughts to control them in a destructive way. One of the most remarkable aspects of human thought is that it is within our control. While external situations may not always be in our hands, how we think about them is entirely our choice. Many people allow circumstances to dictate their mindset, thinking, I fail, so I must be a failure, or this situation is bad, so nothing good can come from it. But those who understand the power of their thoughts take a different approach. They see failure as a lesson, a stepping stone towards growth. They find opportunities, even in challenges. They recognize that a single event does not define them, but rather their response to it does. Scientific research has shown that our thoughts influence not only our behavior, but also our brain chemistry. When we engage in positive thinking, our brain releases neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which enhance motivation, creativity, and overall well-being. On the other hand, when we engage in negative thinking, stress hormones like cortisol increase, leading to anxiety, fatigue, and even health issues. This means that by controlling our thoughts, we are not just shaping our character, but also improving our mental and physical health. Many people underestimate the impact of small, repetitive thoughts. A single negative thought may not seem harmful, but when repeated consistently, it becomes a belief. Over time, beliefs turn into habits, and habits form character. This is why being mindful of what we allow ourselves to think about is essential. Instead of entertaining self-doubt, we must practice self-encouragement. Instead of focusing on problems, we must train ourselves to look for solutions. Instead of dwelling on past mistakes, we must use them as stepping stones for future growth. Throughout history, many individuals have demonstrated the power of thought in shaping their destiny. Thomas Edison, after thousands of failed experiments while inventing the light bulb, could have easily given up, but he chose to think differently. He saw each failure as progress, as a lesson, not as a reason to quit. His ability to maintain positive and constructive thoughts ultimately led to one of the greatest inventions in history. Similarly, Nelson Mandela, after spending 27 years in prison, did not allow thoughts of hatred or revenge to consume him. Instead, he focused on unity, reconciliation, and peace, which made him one of the most respected leaders in the world. These examples remind us that our thoughts are not just internal whispers, they hold the power to shape our lives and impact the world around us. To cultivate a strong and positive character, we must become conscious of our thinking patterns. We must question our limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering ones. We must be intentional about what we feed our minds through books, conversations, and the people we surround ourselves with. Just like we exercise our bodies to stay fit, we must train our minds to stay strong. Meditation, journaling, and affirmations are simple but effective ways to reinforce positive thinking. Most importantly, we must remember that while we cannot always control the external world, we always have control over our thoughts. And by choosing the right thoughts, we can build a character that is resilient, confident, and capable of achieving greatness. Every moment presents us with a choice to think thoughts that lift us up or to think thoughts that bring us down. The difference between an extraordinary life and a mediocre one often lies in this simple choice. If we want to become the best versions of ourselves, we must start by mastering the power of our thoughts. Because in the end, our thoughts will either build us or break us. The choice is ours to make. Our thoughts have the ability to shape the way we see the world, the way we interact with others, and most importantly, the way we perceive ourselves. Every action we take, every decision we make, and every habit we develop begins as a thought. It is through repeated thoughts that we form beliefs, and through beliefs we create our character. If our thoughts are strong, positive, and constructive, they build a character that is resilient, confident, and capable of overcoming challenges. However, if our thoughts are filled with self-doubt, fear, and negativity, they slowly weaken our character, making us more vulnerable to failure, insecurity, and hopelessness. Every person who has achieved greatness in any field started with a single thought, a vision of what they could become or accomplish. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not merely intelligence, talent, or opportunity, but the way they think. A person who believes in their ability to learn will find ways to improve, while a person who constantly tells themselves that they are not good enough will never push beyond their limitations. A strong character is built by consistently feeding the mind with thoughts of determination, self-discipline, and perseverance. Just as a strong body is built by exercising regularly and maintaining a healthy diet, a strong mind is built by carefully choosing which thoughts to nurture and which ones to discard. A powerful example of how thoughts shape character can be seen in the way people handle failure. When a person encounters failure, their immediate thoughts determine their response. If they think, "I have failed because I am not capable," they're likely to give up. Their character weakens, and they lose the courage to try again. On the other hand, if they think, "This failure is a lesson and I will grow from it," they build resilience. Their character strengthens, making them more persistent and determined to succeed. The event itself, failure, is the same, but the thoughts surrounding it create two completely different outcomes. This is why successful people are often those who have failed multiple times, but never allowed negative thoughts to define them. They recognize that their character is not shaped by external circumstances, but by the way they think about those circumstances. Thoughts also influence how we interact with others. A person who constantly thinks negative thoughts about people will become distrustful, judgmental, and bitter. Their character will reflect these thoughts, and they will struggle to build meaningful relationships. On the other hand, a person who sees the good in others, who thinks with kindness and understanding, will develop a character that is compassionate, empathetic, and respected. The way we think about people determines the way we treat them, and the way we treat people ultimately defines our character. The subconscious mind plays a crucial role in shaping who we become. Every thought that enters the mind leaves an impression. Over time, repeated thoughts become deeply ingrained beliefs that influence our actions without us even realizing it. If a person constantly tells themselves, "I am not good enough," their subconscious mind begins to accept it as reality, even if it is not true. They start avoiding challenges, rejecting opportunities, and developing a timid character. However, if a person continuously reinforces positive thoughts such as, "I am capable and I can grow," their subconscious mind adopts this belief, leading them to take bold actions that reflect their confidence. The mind is incredibly powerful, and whatever we consistently tell ourselves eventually becomes our truth. This is why it is so important to guard our thoughts and choose them wisely. One of the biggest challenges people face is overcoming negative thinking patterns. Many individuals grow up with limiting beliefs that they have unknowingly adopted from their surroundings, their experiences, or the people around them. Some believe that they will never succeed because of their background, while others feel trapped by past mistakes. These thoughts, if left unchallenged, shape a weak character that lacks confidence and ambition. The key to breaking free from destructive thoughts is to consciously replace them with empowering ones. This requires self-awareness, patience, and practice. A person must learn to recognize negative thoughts as soon as they arise and immediately challenge them. Instead of thinking, "I will never be able to do this," they must tell themselves, "I may not know how to do this yet, but I am willing to learn." Over time, this shift in thinking rewires the brain, creating a stronger, more positive character. The impact of thoughts extends beyond personal success and failure. It affects our mental and emotional well-being. Scientific studies have shown that positive thinking reduces stress, improves focus, and increases overall happiness. When a person maintains a mindset of gratitude, optimism, and resilience, their body responds positively. They experience lower levels of anxiety, better physical health, and greater energy. Conversely, negative thinking leads to higher stress levels, which weaken the immune system, increase fatigue, and contribute to depression. This proves that thoughts do not only shape character, but they also directly influence quality of life. When a person makes a habit of thinking positively, they are not only building a strong character, but also a healthier and happier life. Throughout history, countless individuals have demonstrated the power of thought in shaping their destiny. One of the most famous examples is Mahatma Gandhi, who believed in nonviolent resistance despite facing extreme oppression. His unwavering belief in peace and justice built a character that inspired an entire nation. Another example is Helen Keller, who was both blind and deaf, yet developed a character of incredible determination, proving that limitations exist only in the mind. These individuals remind us that it is not external circumstances that define us, but rather how we think about them. Building a strong character through thought requires daily effort. It is a lifelong process that involves consistently choosing thoughts that empower rather than weaken. The way we speak to ourselves matters. The way we interpret challenges matters. The way we view failure, success, relationships, and possibilities all matter. By becoming mindful of our thoughts and intentionally directing them toward growth and self-improvement, we can shape a character that is unshakable in the face of adversity. In every moment, we have a choice. We can allow negative thoughts to control us, leading to doubt, fear, and a weak character, or we can take control of our thoughts, choosing to think in a way that builds strength, confidence, and resilience. Every great leader, every successful individual, every person who has made a meaningful impact on the world has done so by first mastering their thoughts. The mind is the most powerful tool we have. When used wisely, it can shape a character that is capable of achieving anything. But if left unchecked, it can become the greatest obstacle to success. The choice is always in our hands. All right, here we go. Let's dive into this. The development of one's character is an ongoing journey, and at the heart of this journey lies the consistent patterns of thought we nurture every day. Our mindset acts as the blueprint of our character, subtly guiding our behaviors, choices, and interactions. It's not just about what we think in moments of triumph, but what occupies our mind during challenges, setbacks, and even mundane routines. The way we habitually think forms the essence of who we are, reflecting our deepest beliefs and values. On the flip side, a growth mindset is built on the belief that abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Challenges are seen as opportunities to learn, and effort is recognized as the path to mastery. Setbacks are not failures, but lessons that offer valuable insights for future attempts. With this mindset, one's character becomes resilient, adaptive, and optimistic. A person with a growth mindset doesn't shy away from failure. They embrace it, knowing that each failure brings them closer to success. This mindset fosters a character rooted in perseverance, humility, and an unshakable belief in the power of personal transformation. The fascinating thing is the thoughts we choose to entertain on a daily basis reinforce either a fixed or growth mindset. Consider the narrative we tell ourselves when we encounter difficulties. If our internal dialogue sounds like, "I'll never be able to do this," or "I'm just not good at this," we cement the idea of a fixed mindset. But if we consciously shift our thinking to, "This is hard, but with time, I can improve," or "I'm not there yet, but I'll figure it out," we are nurturing a growth mindset. Our character, over time, mirrors this internal dialogue, either rigid and brittle or flexible and robust. The influence of our mindset on character extends beyond personal achievements and into our relationships. A person with a fixed mindset may struggle with envy, seeing others' successes as diminishing their own worth. They might be quick to judge, slow to forgive, and hold on to grudges as their ego feels constantly threatened. In contrast, a person with a growth mindset views others' achievements as inspiration, finds joy in learning from those around them, and shows compassion easily, knowing that everyone is on their own journey of growth. This approach nurtures deeper connections and builds a character that others respect and admire. One's mindset doesn't operate in isolation. It's continuously influenced by our environment, experiences, and the narratives we absorb from those around us. However, the true power lies in recognizing this and taking control of the narrative we feed ourselves. It means actively choosing to surround ourselves with positivity, seeking out challenges that stretch our abilities, and reflecting regularly on our thought patterns. It involves the courage to step out of comfort zones, to embrace discomfort as a sign of growth, and to pursue lifelong learning. Mindset also plays a critical role in how we perceive and pursue goals. A person with a fixed mindset might set goals based on what they believe they can easily achieve, thus limiting their potential. They avoid risk because the thought of failure is intolerable. Meanwhile, someone with a growth mindset sets ambitious goals that push their boundaries. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success, but a crucial part of the journey toward it. Their character, forged through trial and perseverance, becomes a testament to their courage and vision. In educational settings, the power of mindset is profoundly evident. Students who are praised for their effort and encouraged to see challenges as learning opportunities often develop a growth mindset. They tackle difficult subjects with enthusiasm, knowing that effort will eventually lead to mastery. Conversely, students who are labeled as smart or talented without acknowledgement of their effort may shy away from challenges that could expose their imperfections. Their character becomes tied to a fragile sense of self-worth, contingent upon constant validation. The beauty of understanding the connection between mindset and character is the empowerment it brings. It reinforces that character isn't a static trait we're born with, it's a dynamic quality we cultivate. Every time we face a setback and choose to think, what can I learn from this? We're strengthening our character. Every time we witness someone else's success and think, if they can, so can I, we're feeding our resilience. And every time we push through a challenge, telling ourselves, I'll keep going, we're reinforcing our courage. At the heart of personal development is the conscious choice to foster a mindset that supports our highest aspirations. This isn't about blind positivity or ignoring difficulties. It's about choosing a perspective that empowers us, fuels our growth, and builds a character capable of withstanding life's inevitable storms. It's about taking responsibility for the thoughts we allow to shape our inner world and, by extension, our outer reality. Because when we master our mindset, we master the art of living fully, purposefully, and authentically. What do you think? Want to tweak anything or add more detail? Let's make this perfect. Our thoughts are the architects of our destiny, shaping the way we see ourselves and the world around us. Every decision, every habit, and every relationship is influenced by the way we think. Whether we realize it or not, our internal dialogue either builds us up into stronger, more capable individuals or weakens our resolve, leaving us vulnerable to negativity. The mind is a powerful tool, and learning to harness its potential is the key to building a resilient character. What we repeatedly think about becomes our reality, and over time, these thoughts define our identity, shaping the choices we make and the person we become. The first step in understanding the power of thought is recognizing that our minds are constantly absorbing and processing information. Every experience we have leaves an imprint, whether it's a kind word from a teacher, a challenge we overcame, or a moment of failure that caused self-doubt. These experiences shape our thought patterns, which in turn influence our self-perception. If a person continuously thinks they are not smart enough, strong enough, or talented enough, they begin to act accordingly, reinforcing a limiting belief that prevents them from reaching their potential. However, when someone tells themselves they are capable, hardworking, and resilient, their actions start to align with these beliefs, leading to success and self-improvement. The human brain is wired to follow the path we set for it, and by being mindful of our thoughts, we can actively shape the direction of our lives. One of the most profound effects of thought is the way it influences confidence. Confidence is not something people are born with. It is built over time through the reinforcement of positive self-beliefs. When a person constantly tells themselves they are unworthy or incapable, their confidence diminishes, making them hesitant to take risks or pursue goals. On the other hand, when someone repeatedly affirms their abilities, even in the face of failure, their confidence strengthens. This is why many successful people practice self-affirmation and visualization. They train their minds to see success before it happens, creating a sense of certainty that drives them forward. By consistently feeding the mind with thoughts of self-belief and determination, we develop a character that is unshakable in the face of adversity. Thoughts not only affect confidence, but also determine the way we handle challenges. Life is filled with obstacles, and the way we think about them determines whether we overcome them or let them defeat us. When faced with difficulties, a person who entertains negative thoughts will likely feel overwhelmed, believing that failure is inevitable. They may give up before even trying, seeing problems as barriers rather than opportunities for growth. However, someone with a mindset focused on solutions and perseverance will approach challenges with curiosity and determination. Instead of seeing failure as a dead end, they view it as a stepping stone toward improvement. This shift in thinking creates a character that is resilient, adaptable, and capable of thriving under pressure. The way we think also influences our emotional well-being. Negative thoughts lead to stress, anxiety, and even physical health issues. When the mind is filled with doubt, worry, and fear, it triggers the body's stress response, releasing hormones that can weaken the immune system and drain energy. On the other hand, positive thinking promotes relaxation, motivation, and mental clarity. Studies have shown that people who practice gratitude and positive self-talk experience lower levels of stress and a greater sense of well-being. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties, but rather choosing to focus on what can be learned and improved rather than dwelling on what went wrong. By controlling our thoughts, we can improve not only our character, but also our overall quality of life. Another significant impact of thought is its effect on relationships. The way we think about others determines how we treat them and in turn how they respond to us. A person who constantly thinks negatively about people, assuming the worst, holding grudges, or expecting betrayal will develop a character that is guarded, distrustful, and often isolated. They might push people away without realizing it, damaging relationships that could have been meaningful. Conversely, someone who chooses to see the good in others, to approach relationships with empathy and understanding, builds strong, lasting connections. They cultivate a character that is kind, compassionate, and respected. By controlling our thoughts about others, we shape the kind of relationships we attract into our lives, influencing both personal and professional success. The connection between thoughts and character can also be seen in the way people handle success and failure. Some individuals become arrogant when they achieve something significant, believing they are superior to others. This mindset often leads to complacency and eventual downfall. Others use success as a reminder of their growth, staying humble and continuously seeking improvement. Similarly, some people view failure as a reason to quit, while others see it as a temporary setback that provides valuable lessons. The difference lies in thought patterns, whether one allows success to breed overconfidence or uses it as motivation to aim higher, whether one lets failure define them or chooses to rise above it. These choices shape the character we carry throughout life. One of the most powerful tools for shaping thought is self-awareness. Many people allow their thoughts to control them rather than consciously directing their minds toward positive, constructive thinking. By practicing mindfulness, journaling, or even speaking affirmations aloud, individuals can train their minds to focus on thoughts that build rather than destroy. Surrounding oneself with positive influences, whether it be through books, mentors, or friends, can also reinforce productive thought patterns. Just as physical fitness requires regular training and discipline, mental strength is built through consistent effort in shaping thoughts. Ultimately, mastering our thoughts is the foundation of building a strong, resilient, and admirable character. Every great leader, successful entrepreneur, or inspiring figure in history understood the power of thought. They disciplined their minds, refused to let fear control them, and cultivated a mindset that propelled them toward greatness. The ability to think positively, to see opportunity in adversity, and to maintain inner strength despite external challenges is what separates those who merely exist from those who truly live with purpose.
The human mind is an extraordinary force, capable of shaping reality and defining personal character through the thoughts it generates. Every moment, we engage in an internal dialogue that influences our perceptions, decisions, and behaviors. Whether we choose to entertain thoughts of confidence or doubt, optimism or fear, growth or stagnation, these mental patterns shape the essence of who we are. The way we think is not just a reflection of our personality, it is the foundation upon which our character is built. If we allow negative thoughts to dominate, they can weaken our resolve and erode our sense of self. But if we cultivate positive, empowering thoughts, they can elevate us, guiding us toward strength, success, and fulfillment. One of the most significant ways that thoughts shape character is through self-perception. The beliefs we hold about ourselves influence every action we take. A person who constantly tells themselves they are not good enough will develop a character defined by hesitation, fear, and self-doubt. They may avoid challenges, settle for less than they deserve, and struggle to reach their full potential. In contrast, someone who consciously reinforces the belief that they are capable and valuable builds a character of confidence and determination. They face challenges head-on, persist through difficulties, and trust in their ability to grow. The way we think about ourselves creates either a cycle of limitation or a cycle of empowerment, and our character develops accordingly. Another key aspect of thought in character development is the way we handle failure. Every person encounters setbacks in life, but it is their thoughts about these experiences that determine their growth. When faced with failure, one person may think, I am not capable and I will never succeed, leading to a weakened character that avoids risks and opportunities. Another person encountering the same situation may think, this is a lesson that will help me improve, resulting in a resilient character that embraces challenges and perseveres. The experience itself is neutral, it is the thoughts surrounding it that shape the response. Strong character is not built through easy victories, but through the mindset that transforms failures into stepping stones for success. Thoughts also dictate how we perceive and interact with others. If a person frequently entertains thoughts of jealousy, resentment, or distrust, these emotions become ingrained in their character. They may develop habits of criticism, competition, or isolation, which negatively impact their relationships and social interactions. On the other hand, someone who consciously chooses thoughts of kindness, empathy, and gratitude develops a character that is warm, understanding, and compassionate. They build strong relationships, inspire trust, and attract positivity into their lives. The thoughts we hold about others do not just affect them, they shape the kind of person we become. A significant aspect of character formation is the discipline of thought. Many people believe that thoughts are spontaneous and uncontrollable, but in reality, we have the power to guide our thinking. Just as physical strength is built through regular exercise, mental strength is developed through intentional practice. When faced with negativity, we can choose to challenge and replace harmful thoughts with constructive ones. Instead of dwelling on past mistakes, we can focus on lessons learned. Instead of fearing the future, we can focus on the opportunities ahead. This process requires effort and consistency, but over time, it shapes a character that is strong, optimistic, and solution-oriented. Another critical influence of thought on character is the development of resilience. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. A person with weak thought patterns may crumble under pressure, allowing stress, fear, or uncertainty to dictate their actions. However, a person who has trained their mind to focus on solutions, adaptability, and inner strength will navigate hardships with grace. They will find ways to rise above adversity, learning and growing with each experience. Resilience is not an inherited trait. It is built through the habit of constructive thinking. Every time a person chooses to think in a way that strengthens rather than weakens them, they reinforce a character capable of overcoming any obstacle. The influence of thought extends to ambition and success. Many people limit themselves not because of actual barriers, but because of self-imposed mental limitations. If a person constantly tells themselves that they are not smart enough, not talented enough, or not lucky enough, they will act in ways that reinforce these beliefs. They may avoid new opportunities, hesitate to take risks, or give up too soon. However, someone who fills their mind with thoughts of possibility, self-belief, and perseverance will naturally develop a character that is driven and unstoppable. They will take action, push through obstacles, and continuously strive for improvement. Success is often less about external circumstances and more about the mindset that fuels ambition. Another powerful way thoughts shape character is through emotional control. People who allow their thoughts to be dominated by anger, frustration, or bitterness often develop a character that is reactive and volatile. They may struggle to maintain relationships, find peace, or experience true happiness. On the other hand, those who train their minds to remain calm, rational, and forgiving develop a character that is composed and wise. They do not allow external events to dictate their inner state. Instead, they choose thoughts that bring clarity, patience, and understanding. This ability to control emotions through thought strengthens character and enhances overall well-being. The environment also plays a crucial role in shaping thoughts, which in turn influence character. The people we surround ourselves with, the media we consume, and the conversations we engage in all impact the way we think. A person who is constantly exposed to negativity, criticism, or hopelessness may adopt these thought patterns, leading to a character that reflects pessimism and defeat. Conversely, someone who seeks out positive influences, mentors, inspiring content, and uplifting conversations will cultivate thoughts that build confidence and motivation. By consciously choosing our influences, we can shape our thoughts in a way that strengthens our character rather than weakens it. Ultimately, mastering our thoughts is one of the most powerful ways to take control of our character and, by extension, our lives. Every moment presents a choice to think in a way that uplifts or to think in a way that limits. The mind is not an enemy, but a tool that, when used correctly, can lead to incredible personal growth. By becoming aware of our thought patterns, challenging negativity, and reinforcing constructive beliefs, we can develop a character that is strong, resilient, and capable of achieving greatness. The greatest individuals in history, those who have left a lasting impact, were not necessarily the most talented or privileged. They were the ones who mastered their thoughts. They trained their minds to focus on their vision, to persist through hardship, and to believe in their ability to make a difference. Their thoughts shaped their character, and their character shaped their destiny. We all have the same power within us. By choosing our thoughts wisely, we can build a life that is meaningful, fulfilling, and extraordinary. The thoughts we entertain have a profound impact on the way we live our lives. They influence our behavior, shape our character, and determine the kind of person we become. Every individual has the ability to control their thoughts, and through this control, they can consciously build a strong, resilient, and successful character. The mind is a powerful tool, capable of creating both positive and negative realities. When a person cultivates empowering thoughts, they strengthen their will, enhance their confidence, and develop a mindset that allows them to thrive. However, when negative thoughts dominate, they weaken their determination, limit their potential, and create a character that is fragile and uncertain. One of the most important aspects of thought control is self-discipline. A disciplined mind leads to a disciplined life. People who allow their thoughts to wander aimlessly, indulging in negativity, doubt, or distractions, often struggle with self-control in other areas of life. They may find it difficult to stay committed to their goals, to resist temptations, or to maintain consistency in their actions. On the other hand, those who train themselves to think with purpose and focus develop a character that is determined and steadfast. They learn to manage their emotions, control their impulses, and make decisions that align with their values. Self-discipline begins in the mind, and by mastering our thoughts, we gain the ability to shape our actions in a way that strengthens our character. The way we think also determines how we respond to difficulties. Challenges are an inevitable part of life, but how we perceive them makes all the difference. Some people see difficulties as burdens, allowing them to create feelings of stress, frustration, and helplessness. These thoughts weaken their resolve and make them more likely to give up. However, others view challenges as opportunities for growth, training their minds to find solutions rather than dwelling on problems. This mindset builds a character that is resilient and capable of overcoming adversity. Every time a person chooses to approach difficulties with a constructive perspective, they reinforce the habit of strength and persistence, turning obstacles into stepping stones for success. Another key aspect of thought in character formation is the power of patience and perseverance. Many people fail to achieve their goals, not because they lack ability, but because they allow impatience and frustration to dominate their thoughts. They may start a task with enthusiasm, but quickly give up when results do not come as expected. Their thoughts convince them that success is out of reach, leading them to abandon their efforts. In contrast, those who develop a mindset of patience understand that progress takes time. They remind themselves that every small step brings them closer to their goal, and they persist even when faced with setbacks. This perseverance builds a character that is steady, unwavering, and committed to long. The influence of thought extends beyond personal ambition and into relationships with others. A person's character is not only defined by how they treat themselves, but also by how they treat those around them. People who entertain thoughts of resentment, anger, or jealousy often develop a character that is harsh and unapproachable. They may struggle to form deep connections because their thoughts create barriers between themselves and others. However, those who fill their minds with thoughts of kindness, understanding, and forgiveness cultivate a character that is warm and compassionate. They attract positive relationships, foster trust, and create an environment where others feel valued. The thoughts a person chooses to nurture about others ultimately determine the kind of social and emotional world they build for themselves. Gratitude is another powerful force in shaping thought patterns and, by extension, character. People who constantly think about what they lack, what has gone wrong, or what they wish were different often develop a mindset of dissatisfaction. This mindset leads to feelings of frustration, discontent, and unhappiness, which influence their character in a negative way. They may become bitter, always seeking more without appreciating what they already have. However, those who train their minds to focus on gratitude develop a character that is content, appreciative, and at peace. They recognize the value of what they have, no matter how small, and this perspective fills their life with positivity. Gratitude does not mean ignoring problems, but rather choosing to focus on what is good, which, in turn, attracts more goodness. Another critical way thoughts shape character is by influencing self-control. Every person faces temptations, whether it is the temptation to act out in anger, to give in to laziness, or to make impulsive decisions. Those who do not train their minds to manage these urges often develop a character that is reactive and unstable. They may act on impulse, regretting their actions later, or struggle to maintain consistency in their commitments. However, those who develop the habit of mindful thinking learn to pause before acting, to evaluate their decisions, and to choose responses that align with their long-term values. This level of self-control creates a character that is mature, thoughtful, and reliable. The connection between thoughts and success is undeniable. Many people dream of achieving great things, but allow their thoughts to convince them otherwise. They may think they are not capable, not ready, or not deserving of success, and these beliefs become self-fulfilling. They hesitate, procrastinate, or avoid challenges, reinforcing the idea that they are not meant to succeed. However, those who feed their minds with thoughts of capability and determination take action even when they feel uncertain. They understand that confidence comes from doing, not from waiting, and they push forward despite their doubts. This mindset builds a character that is ambitious, proactive, and unstoppable. Another essential aspect of character formation is the ability to let go of past mistakes. Many people carry guilt, regret, or embarrassment from past experiences, allowing these thoughts to define their self-worth. They may replay negative events in their minds, reinforcing feelings of failure or shame. This thought process weakens their character, making them hesitant and insecure. However, those who choose to learn from the past without being trapped by it develop a character that is strong and forward-focused. They recognize that mistakes are a part of growth, and instead of dwelling on them, they use them as lessons. This mindset allows them to move forward with confidence, embracing each new opportunity without fear. In the end, the thoughts we choose to entertain each day determine the kind of person we become. A strong, disciplined, and resilient character is not something we are born with. It is something we build through conscious effort. By training the mind to focus on positivity, perseverance, gratitude, and self-control, we shape a character that is capable of achieving greatness. Every thought is a seed, and the ones we choose to water will determine the kind of life we grow. Those who master their thoughts master their destiny, creating a life filled with purpose, strength, and fulfillment.